Alex Hormozi built a business portfolio worth over $100 million before the age of 35. He did not do it with a unique product. He did not do it with a massive team. He did not do it with investor money or lucky timing. He did it by understanding one thing that almost every person trying to make money completely misses. And in this book, $100 million Offers, he gives that thing away for free, completely, in detail, without hiding anything. Most people read it and still miss it, because they read it as a marketing book, and it is not a marketing book. It is a value engineering manual. And the difference between those two things is the difference between struggling to make sales and having people chase you down to give you their money. Today on PageWealth, we go underneath the surface of this book and pull out 4 insights that will permanently change how you think about selling, pricing, and building something people actually want to pay for. Stay with me, because insight number 4 is the one that Hormozi says is responsible for more wealth created in less time than any other single concept in this book, and most people never even get to it. Let us get into it. Here is the first insight, and it starts with a question most people have never honestly asked themselves. Why do some businesses charge 10 times more than their competitors for what appears to be the same thing, and still have more customers? You have seen this. A generic gym charges $500 a month. Another gym in the same city charges $5,000, and the expensive one has a waiting list. Same equipment, same weights, completely different price, completely different demand. Hormozi says the answer has nothing to do with marketing, nothing to do with branding, nothing to do with how fancy the website looks. It has everything to do with the offer. He makes a distinction that most people in business never learn. There is a difference between a product or service and an offer. A product is what you sell. An offer is what the customer experiences. The cheap gym sells a product, access to equipment. The expensive gym sells an offer, a complete transformation experience with personal accountability, nutrition guidance, community, guaranteed results, and a promise that if you do not achieve your goal in 90 days, you pay nothing. Same physical space, completely different offer, 10 times the price, 10 times the demand. Hormozi's core argument is this. Most businesses are struggling not because their product is bad, but because their offer is weak. They are competing on price because they have not yet learned how to compete on value. And competing on price is a race to the bottom that nobody wins. The moment you understand how to engineer value into your offer, price becomes almost irrelevant, because the customer is no longer comparing you to competitors. They are looking at what you are offering and asking, how do I get this? Look at whatever you currently sell or plan to sell. Ask yourself, am I selling a product or am I selling an offer? If you cannot clearly describe the transformation your customer experiences, you are selling a product, and products compete on price. Offers compete on value. The rest of this video will show you exactly how to build the offer. But here's where it gets really interesting, because knowing you need a better offer is not enough. You need to understand exactly what makes an offer so compelling that saying no feels like a mistake. And Hormozi has a framework for that once you see it, you will never look at any purchase decision the same way again. That's next. Quick question before we go deeper. Right now, are you selling a product or an offer? Or are you still figuring that out? Drop it in the comments. Product, offer, or still figuring it out? 3 options. Tell me where you are right now.
This is the framework I promised you, and it is the most practical thing in the entire book. Hormozi calls it the value equation, and it explains why people pay what they pay for anything. He says the perceived value of any offer is determined by 4 things. 1. The dream outcome. How desirable is the result the customer wants? 2. The perceived likelihood of achievement. How confident is the customer that they will actually get that result with you specifically? 3. The time delay. How long will it take to see the result? 4. The effort and sacrifice required. How hard will it be for the customer to get there? Value goes up when the dream outcome is bigger and the likelihood of success is higher. Value goes down when the time delay is longer and the effort required is greater. This is why people pay extraordinary amounts for things that work fast and feel easy, and almost nothing for things that take forever and feel hard, even if the end result is identical. Think about weight loss. 2 programs, same result: lose 10 kilograms. Program A takes 12 months, requires daily discipline, hard work, and complete lifestyle change. Program B takes 8 weeks, has daily check-ins, a done-for-you meal plan, and a coach who handles all the thinking for you. Same dream outcome, completely different time delay and effort. Program B can charge 5 times more and will get 5 times more customers. Hormozi says most businesses make the mistake of only improving their product, making it bigger, making it better, adding more features. But the customer does not pay for features. The customer pays for outcomes delivered fast with minimum effort on their part. Once you understand the value equation, you stop adding more to what you sell and start engineering the experience of getting the result. That shift alone can multiply what you charge overnight without changing a single thing about the core product.
Take your current offer and run it through the 4 variables right now. How clear is the dream outcome you are promising? How confident will your customer feel that they will achieve it? How fast can you deliver the result? How much effort are you asking them to put in? Every answer that is weak is a place where your offer is leaking value and leaking money. Fix the weakest variable first. Just one. Watch what happens to your results. Now here is where most people stop. They build a strong offer, they engineer the value, and then they wonder why some customers still say no. And the reason they say no has nothing to do with the offer at all. It has to do with something Hormozi calls the fear stack. And understanding it will show you exactly why people hesitate and exactly how to remove every single reason they have to say no. That is coming right now.
Every time a potential customer looks at your offer, they are running a silent calculation in their head. They are not just thinking, "Do I want this?" They are thinking, "What could go wrong? What if it does not work? What if I waste my money? What if I don't have the time? What if I am not capable enough? What if I look stupid for trying?" Hormozi calls these objections. And he says the job of a great offer is not just to be attractive, it's to systematically dismantle every single one of these objections before the customer even voices them. He has a process for this. He calls it solving for every no. You sit down and write out every possible reason someone could say no to your offer, every fear, every doubt, every uncertainty, every past disappointment that makes them hesitant. Then you build something into your offer that directly addresses each one. The most powerful tool for this is the guarantee. Hormozi says most businesses are terrified of guarantees. They worry about people taking advantage. They worry about losing money. But a bold guarantee doesn't cost you money, it makes you money. Because the type of customer who buys because of a strong guarantee is the type of customer who was already serious. They just needed the risk removed to make the decision. Think about it from the customer's perspective. 2 offers, identical price, identical promise. Offer A, no guarantee. You pay and hope for the best. Offer B, if you don't get the result we promised within 90 days, you get every naira back. No questions asked. Which one do you choose? Every single time? Offer B. The guarantee transfers the risk from the customer to you, and that transfer of risk is worth more than almost any feature you could add to your product. Hormozi's point is this: the business that is willing to be held accountable for its results will always outperform the business that is not, because accountability signals confidence, and confidence converts.
Write down the 3 biggest reasons someone would say no to your offer right now. Be brutally honest. Then ask, what could I add, change, or guarantee that would remove each one of those reasons completely? You do not need to solve all 3 today. Solve the biggest one. A single bold guarantee on the right offer can double your conversion rate overnight. If you are still watching, I need you to hear this next part especially carefully, because insight number 4 is the one Hormozi says most people never implement, and it is the reason some businesses grow 10 times faster than identical businesses in the same market. What is the number 1 reason someone has said no to you or your business recently? Drop it in the comments right now. I want to see what objections you are dealing with, because the answer to Insight 4 might solve it directly. You have stayed this far, so here is the one Hormozi says changes everything. He calls it the Grand Slam offer, and it is the culmination of everything in this book. A Grand Slam offer is an offer so complete, so specific, so loaded with value, and so risk-free that the only logical response from your ideal customer is yes. Not a reluctant yes, not a maybe. A yes that feels like relief, like they have finally found exactly what they have been looking for. Hormozi says most offers fail not because they are bad, but because they are incomplete. They promise an outcome but leave the customer to figure out the path themselves. They give the destination but not the vehicle. A Grand Slam offer gives the destination, the vehicle, the fuel, the map, and a driver, and then guarantees arrival. He breaks it down into 5 components that every Grand Slam offer must have. First, a dream outcome so specific the customer can see it clearly. Not get fit, but lose 8 kilograms in 8 weeks without giving up the foods you love. Second, a concrete timeline. Not results vary, but you will see measurable change within 14 days, or we work with you for free until you do. Third, a clear, unique mechanism. Not just another program, but a specific named system that sounds like anything they have tried before. Fourth, solved objections. Every reason to say no already addressed inside the offer itself, before the customer asks. Fifth, a guarantee that transfers all the risk to you. When all 5 are present, the offer stops feeling like a sales pitch. It starts feeling like an opportunity the customer would be foolish to walk away from. And here is the deepest insight Hormozi hides inside this chapter. The Grand Slam offer is not about manipulation, it is about clarity. Most businesses fail to communicate the full value of what they offer. The customer cannot see everything they are getting. The guarantee is buried. The timeline is vague. The outcome is general. A Grand Slam offer simply makes everything visible. It takes the value that was always there and engineers it into a form the customer can actually see, feel, and say yes to. You are not creating something from nothing. You are finally showing people what was always there. Take whatever you currently sell and run it through the 5 components right now. Dream outcome. Is it specific enough? Timeline. Have you committed to one? Unique mechanism. Does it have a name and a clear differentiation? Solved objections. Have you addressed the top 3 reasons to say no? Guarantee. Are you willing to be held accountable for the result? Every component you cannot answer clearly is money you are leaving on the table right now. Start with the one that is weakest. Build from there. 5 videos in on PageWealth. And if you have been here from the beginning, something powerful just happened. The psychology of money gave you the right relationship with wealth. Atomic Habits gave you the daily architecture to build it. Rich Dad, Poor Dad freed you from the programming that was keeping you broke. Think and Grow Rich engineered the obsessed, unstoppable mind. And now, $100 million offers just handed you the tool to actually generate it. Mindset, behavior, deprogramming, obsession, execution. That is the complete blueprint. 5 books, 5 videos, 1 picture. The only thing left is to build. If this video gave you something real, something you can actually use today, then PageWealth is doing exactly what it was built to do. Share this video with one person who is building something right now, an entrepreneur, a freelancer, a creative, someone who is working hard but not seeing the results they deserve. The Grand Slam offer concept alone could change everything for them, and it costs you nothing to send it. Subscribe to PageWealth because the next book we are covering is going to show you something about power, strategy, and human nature that will make everything you have learned in these 5 videos even sharper. I will see you in the next one.